Good afternoon, children. Welcome to AIMS India's online classes. This is biology session, human health and diseases. It's a new topic, very interesting. What is health and significance of health? The term health is used in various statements that we use in our day-to-day life. For example, take care of your health. In this statement, health signifies a positive concept encompassing the social, mental and physical domain. Okay? Means the social, mental, physical well-beingness is called health. Physical health means the physical health deals with the body's ability to function like exercise, nutrition, sleep, weight management, okay, abstinence from alcohol and drugs. It's all come under physical health. Social health means which deals with the way we react with the people in our environment, which includes public, family relationships and peer relationships, means friendship. And what is mental health? The mental health deals with how we feel, how we think and manage with life. It deals with the management of stress and mental illness or disorder. Okay, so health is very, very important. That's why our elders will say health is wealth, isn't it? Health is wealth. So in this particular lesson, human health and diseases, we are going to discuss about the different types of diseases, their prophylaxis, symptoms, okay, and the preventive measures. Are you ready, children? Let us proceed. Health is controlled by our immune system, and our immune system is controlled by our neural and endocrine systems. So these systems are under control of our mind. Therefore, mental state and mind influence on health. How health is affected? There are different types of disorders. Number one, genetic disorders. These are by birth, congenital defects we can call it as, which are inherited by child from parents by birth. The second one is infections by microorganisms or pathogens. This is the most common. Okay. Next, lifestyle means our food intake and the environment. All these influence the health. The disease is considered to be a harmful deviation from normal structural or functional state of an organism. Okay. What is health? Health is the physical, mental, okay, well-beingness is called as and social well-beingness is called as health. So this disease may occur by birth. By birth means genetic disorders they are called, or through infections by microorganisms or pathogens. And the third one is our lifestyle also influence the health. So let us see. Human diseases can be classified into three categories. These communicable diseases, non-communicable diseases and genetic diseases. Okay, first one, infectious diseases or communicable diseases. These are caused by the organisms which invades our body by direct or indirect infections. Okay, so those infecting agents are called vectors. Okay, it may be by the bite of mosquito or through contamination of food by house flies, like that. Okay, the communicable diseases such as common cold, influenza, measles, plague, pneumonia, typhoid, tuberculosis, malaria, amoebiasis, okay, corona. So all these are caused by the presence of some parasites in the human body. Okay, what are those parasites? Viruses, bacteria, fungi, and protozoa. So these viruses, parasites, fungi, and protozoa and worms, they are called the sources of disease. Okay, there are various factors which directly or indirectly weaken the human health. Okay, so those sources we can classify into intrinsic or internal factors, extrinsic or external factors. Okay, these are the main factors which influence the disease. Okay, so human diseases can also be categorized. So whatever may be, so these viruses, bacteria, fungi, protozoa and worms which cause disease, they are called pathogenic organisms or simply pathogens. Okay, we are considered as a host, they are considered as a pathogens. Okay, so based on the duration for which a disease persists, it can be classified as either acute disease or chronic disease. These two terms which you come across in the microbes, our friend and foe. Listen. Okay, acute, let us compare acute disease and chronic disease. What is an acute disease? Acute disease lasts for a very short period of time, whereas chronic disease, it lasts for a long time, even as much as a lifetime. Acute disease do not stay for long in the body, therefore they do not cause any major bad effects on general health. Okay, for example, acute disease, cold, cough. Okay, within a weekdays you will recover. Whereas chronic disease, the disease remain in the body for longer duration, therefore they may cause drastic long term effects on our health. For example, TB, tuberculosis, and filaria or elephantiasis. Okay, so these two diseases are example for the chronic disease. Okay, let us proceed. The pathogenic organisms in the body of the host, means our body, grows, multiply, means reproduces, and cause disease either by destroying the host tissue or by producing poisons or toxins. Okay, the outcome of the disease, first infection occur. What is infection? The entry of microorganism or pathogen into our body is called infection. Whatever may be the route, it may enter into the body. Once it enter into the body, then it selects the safe tissue where it multiplies, reproduce. Okay, once their population increase, they start attacking by two ways. What are they? The one is by destroying the host tissue. The tissue may be liver, the tissue may be RBC, the tissue may be anything. Okay, depending upon its nature of the pathogen which enter into the body. Then second method of destruction is it produces the toxins or poisons. Okay. So these disease producing organisms enter the new individuals either directly by contact, we are calling it as direct contact, or by contaminated water, air or food, or sometimes by carriers called vectors. Okay. So by direct contact or by contamination of air, water and food, or by means of vectors, disease carrying agents. So let us study our disease. Human diseases basically classified into communicable, non-communicable and genetic defects. So communicable diseases, they are infectious diseases caused by pathogens which are spread from one person to another person, from infected person to healthy person. So communicable diseases are grouped according to the type of pathogen, that is viral, mycoplasmal, rickettsial, chlamydial, bacterial, protozoan, helminthic. Okay, these are all the pathogens, types of pathogens. So let us study the latest disease. What is that? Coronavirus. The coronaviruses, COVID, are a large family of viruses that cause illness ranging from the common cold to more severe diseases such as Middle East Respiratory Syndrome, MERS, COVID, Middle East Respiratory Syndrome, and SARS, Severe Acute Respiratory Syndrome, SARS-CoV. Okay. So a novel coronavirus, NCOV, is a new strain that has not previously identified in humans. The coronaviruses are zoonotic. Zoonotic means which carried from animals to human beings. Zoonotic meaning they are transmitted between the animals and human beings. So this is the coronavirus, which is showing simple spikes of glycoproteins, okay, and so different the structure similar to the HIV virus. It's a RNA virus, okay, and several proteins are present on its body. Okay, this is the nuclear material, single stranded RNA. Okay. So the detailed investigations found that SARS-CoV was transmitted from civet cats to humans, and MERS-CoV from dromedary camels to human beings. Several known coronaviruses are circulating in animals that have not yet infected humans. Common signs of infection, if you take, it include respiratory symptoms, fever, cough, shortness of breath, and breathing difficulties. In more severe cases, the infection can cause pneumonia, severe acute respiratory syndrome, SARS, kidney failure, and even death. Standard recommendations to prevent the infection spread include regular hand washing, that is sanitizing, covering mouth and nose when coughing and sneezing, thoroughly cooking meat and eggs. So avoid close contact with anyone showing the symptoms of respiratory illness such as coughing and sneezing. So that is about a brief introduction about the coronavirus. Okay. So generally this coronavirus is a mutant virus. Mutant virus means it changes its shape frequently. Okay. So that's why the medicines used for this coronavirus, okay, they are not up to the mark. Means they may work for only short duration. Later on, the virus changes its shape, okay, or changes its genetic makeup, so that even vaccine doesn't work. So many research is going on. The rapid what do you call testings are going on this corona vaccine. Okay, let's hope we will get a good vaccine for this. Okay, more than 600 varieties of coronavirus strains. Strains means varieties of this coronavirus have been discovered. Okay. So particularly the group G coronavirus is most prominent, okay, in the population affected in India with the COVID. Okay, the latest news you need to note down whenever you read the newspapers or any health bulletins. When you watch in the TV, you have to follow the instructions. Okay, main thing is personal hygiene, regular sanitization of the hands, and covering the mouth and nose with a mask. Okay, children, next disease, H1N1 flu virus, swine flu. It is also a viral disease. H1N1 flu is also known as swine flu. It is called swine flu because in the past the people who caught it had direct contact with the pigs. Means this flu transmitted from pigs to human beings. That changed several years ago when a new virus emerged that spread among the people who hadn't been near the pigs. Then how do you contact this swine flu, H1N1? The same way as the seasonal flu, when the people who have it cough or sneeze, they spray tiny droplets of the virus into the air. So droplet infection. If you come in contact with these droplets, touch a surface like a doorknob or sink where the droplets landed, or touch something an infected person has recently touched, you can catch H1N1 swine flu. So what are the symptoms of this swine flu? Cough, fever, sore throat, stuffy or runny nose, body aches, headache, chills, fatigue. Fatigue means severe pain of muscles. Okay, and how you can overcome this H1N1? Only by means of vaccination. Okay, most of the viral diseases by means of vaccination. Vaccination is a prevention. Okay, prevention is better than cure. So frequently washing hands with soap or hand sanitizer is must. Okay, next, measles. So this measles, mumps, these are all the viral diseases which are common in the children below 5 years of age. So it is a highly infectious eruptive viral disease of children below the age of 5 and caused rubella virus, Pollinosa morbillorum. This is the virus. Okay. Disease is transmitted by contact, direct contact, and droplet methods. The portal of entry is a respiratory tract and conjunctive. Conjunctive means through eyes. Okay. So incubation period is 10 to 14 days. What is an incubation period? So every disease possesses first infection, second one is incubation, third one is manifestation. Okay, these are the three stages of disease. During manifestation the symptoms will appear, and last one is recovery. Okay, so any disease, first infection, then incubation, then manifestation, then termination. Termination means end of the disease. After that, recovery. Okay, so during incubation the virus or the pathogen multiplies in the body, and next manifestation, it attacks the tissues or it releases the toxins and the symptoms appear. Okay, so in this measles in pre-eruptive stage, means actual incubation period is 10 to 14 days, but after infection the third or fourth day there is a hoarseness, cough, sneezing and running nose. Why all these things appear? Means due to inflammation of respiratory tract, redness or watering of eyes, loss of appetite and fever. Okay, so these are all appear, and white Koplik spots, just like a blister. White Koplik spots appear opposite molar teeth in the buccal cavity, inside mouth, opposite to the molar teeth. Okay, on the third day this white Koplik spots appear. Okay, so this is one of the indication of this measles. See here. So what measles look like? A rash with a flat red spots here opposite to the molar teeth here, and red Koplik spots with a white, okay, with white color it appears. Next, the fourth day begins with a skin rash, small raised red spots, that is called rubella, rubeola. Okay, so that the famous song Ringa Ringa Roses, so it was narrated, or it explains about this measles disease only at that time. Okay, in ancient time. The fourth day begins with a skin rash, small raised red spots in crescent shaped groups starting from back of ear, reaching forehead, face, bloated and blotchy, and then entire body. By fifth and sixth day the rashes begin to subside, means automatically start disappearing, and the vaccination is available, which is given at the age of 1. Okay, measles vaccine. So prior to that the infant carries passive immunity from mother. Okay, before 1 year mother milk, it gives a lot of immunity. That's the reason it is very important. Breastfeeding is very, very important. Okay, so you can see, you can compare chicken pox with measles. So measles fever, chicken pox also there is a fever, there is a headache in the chicken pox, and here red blotchy rash first appear on the forehead or back side of the ear. Okay, here tiredness or fatigue can be seen, then red inflamed eyes, it is the symptom of measles. Okay, red spots first appear on the chest, face and back. Okay, and here runny nose, hacking cough and sore throat, these are the symptoms. And here decreased appetite, appetite means hunger, loss of hunger. Then the spots turn into itchy blisters in chicken pox, whereas in this measles, this complex spots inside the mouth, that is also the indication of measles. Okay, so actually based on the occurrence of disease in the body since birth or after birth, these diseases are broadly classified into two types. One is congenital diseases and second one is acquired diseases. What are congenital diseases means? These are the diseases or disorders that are inherited or present in the body since birth due to genetic abnormalities or metabolic disorders. Okay, whereas acquired diseases means like these. These are the diseases that are developed in the body after birth. Okay, these acquired diseases are further classified into infectious and non-infectious. Just now we discussed the measles. It is an infectious disease. Okay, infectious disease means these diseases transmit from infected person to a healthy person, whereas non-infectious disease means these diseases do not transmit from one individual to another individual. So infected disease caused by the attack of disease causing microbes, what we call pathogens, whereas non-infectious disease, they are caused by factors other than the pathogens. These are mostly internal factors. Non-infectious are due to internal factors, whereas infectious through external factors. So infectious disease transmission takes place either through a medium or through direct contact. Through medium means through air, water, food or by vectors, or direct contact with the diseased person. Whereas non-infectious disease, transmission of the disease does not occur. Okay, it will restrict it to single person only. Okay children, example for non-infectious disease, you can take cancer. Okay, so infectious diseases are caused by the pathogens such as virus, bacteria and fungi, protozoans. Non-infectious disease, example deficiency disease, kwashiorkor, marasmus, scurvy. Okay, okay, let us proceed. Okay children, I hope you understood. Please read the book. Thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe our channel and press the bell icon for receiving latest updates.